Hello there and welcome to the Design Masterclass with the Design Master that is the luscious Lady Bulford.
Hello.
Hello my darling, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
What can we expect from your masterclass today, Debbie?
We're going to learn how to put patchwork designs into a polymer clay cane.
Patchwork designs into a polymer clay. It sounds like something complicated, doesn't it, if you are not uber advanced with your polymer clay, but it really isn't. And you know, if I can do it, you can do it too. We're all learning together. Prep is key here, which we'll talk about this with Debbie in a little bit. I'm here, of course, to give you everything that you need. Debbie is here as the brains, and thank goodness for that, because if you were relying on me for that, we'd be here forever. Now, I'm going to start at the very beginning, which is indeed a very good place to start. We are going to give to you your starter kit, which includes your black polymer clay, your white polymer clay. Debbie, can we expect to get a lot out of our polymer clay?
Absolutely, yes, it will go a long way, and you'll need that today for this class.
Okay, now you're getting the polymer clay here. I'm going to give you everything you've got and prices and whatnot. Now, please always remember that I am talking stock levels on a live show basis. So always try. Today I can talk about what's available now, but unfortunately, if you're not watching today on the, is it the 3rd or the 4th of September? It's the 3rd of September, 2 o'clock. If you're not watching today and you are watching sometime in the future, hello, call the call centre and check, or check it out on our website. Now, you've got those 2 blocks of polymer clay. You've also got your wet and dry sanders. You've also got your 7 round clay cutters, 5mm, 10mm, 15, 25, 30, 35, 45, 7 size pack. You have got your 3 sandpaper squares. These are wet and dry squares, aren't they? But you don't use them wet, do you?
You do.
Oh, you
have to use them wet.
You've
don't ever use them dry, because they will just scratch your designs.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you said that, because I'd have done the opposite. Now you get, it's funny with these cutters, because you always mention, Debbie, with the cutters, that the teeny weeny tube in the middle, you would find very difficult to source on its own.
I've never seen it anywhere else. Never seen it anywhere else, and that is so useful to put your little holes in for your bales.
So making bales for if you're making your own beads out of polymer clay, and again, we will talk about that in depth momentarily. Now you've got your roller. This clay roller is, well, it is a clay roller, so it's clay specific. If I use a medium like, if I use a tool such as a wooden roller, will the wood absorb the colour? Will the wood absorb the clay?
The clay might stick to it.
Okay.
So that's probably a better one to use.
This is the better one to use. And of course, all of these are polymer clay specific. Now you've got your clay blades, so you can cut to a corrugate, you can cut to an edge. Now you've also got the little, the black plastic just to clutch onto them. It's a guard. Now these are, again, polymer clay specific. Are these tools that you use every time you get your polymer clay out, Debbie?
Absolutely. These are called tissue blades for a reason, because they are like a surgeon's knife. They are very, very sharp when you first get them, so do be careful. One is a stiff blade and one is a flexible blade, and you've got the corrugated blade and the guard to put along the sharp edge so you don't cut yourself when you put them in your box.
So with the one that isn't flexible, the one that's very that's hard, you can just cut down like butter kind of thing and get a nice soft
straight line.
Now the one that curves, I can get wiggly lines with it.
Yes, you can.
And I can cut clean wiggle.
You can.
I like a clean wiggle.
Wiggles.
I do like, if nothing else, a good clean wiggle. Now you get 2 of your acrylic boards. Now I'm just going to take the backing off these. Yours will come with the backing. I'm going to take mine off. Sorry, I should have done this before. So you let me off, will you? Hang about, Alfie. Now I'm going to show you. Here you go. Yours will have. I can't peel that bit off. You know what it's like, girls. So you get 2 of those. Now, why are these essential, Debbie?
They're for shaping your designs. So when you have your polymer clay, you can use them to sharpen up the edges or to flatten a pendant to make it nice and smooth.
Can I make a little sausage out of these as well?
Can.
That's what I like doing with mine. They're my sausage boards because you roll with them, you see. Well, that's what I do anyway. So let's give you the old price tag, because without further ado, we do want to get over to that gorgeous lady. $17.95 for everything. You've got the 2 polymer clay packs, black and white. You have got your clay roller. You have got 7 round clay cutter sets. You've got your 3 sandpaper squares, your acrylic rollers, your cutting blades, of course, and your plastic container, which is graded plastic. Really important, actually, because polymer clay is a little bit naughty and it will eat away that pesky polymer clay, anything that isn't graded plastic. So if you want to store it effectively, then you need a graded plastic box, which is right here for you. So all of this for just $17.95 NRG C80. Check stock on our websites or give us a call on 0800 644 655. Let's give to you your accessories too. Now, you've got what could be used as a pasta roller, and in fact is the same sort of thing. You could do that. You could go and get a pasta roller if you wanted.
Oh yeah, I've had customers come to me, and people in the workshop said they've bought 2 or 3. You know, one for pasta and one for clay and one for silver clay.
But there's one thing I would always say if you're going to get a pasta roller, I'd say come and shop with us first, Debbie, because in a certain shop in Cheltenham, in Montpellier, these are 60 odd quid.
I know they are, and I bet they're not much dissimilar to that. I bet they're probably
identical. There's any difference. Well, to be honest, I see this every day. I didn't notice any obvious difference. Now you get your clamp, so you can clamp this to the table, because when you're moving it, obviously it can move. All you need to do. Now Ed, you're somewhat of a chef, so you do use yours for pasta. Mia, my daughter, is begging me to get one of these as well, so that she can make her own. Now you've got the dial on there. What this is for, of course, isn't pasta. We're referencing pasta. It's got nothing to do with that. You take your polymer clay and you put it in and you wind. Put this over so that you can wind, and out it'll come. I'm sure we'll see Debbie use hers. Out it will come, and it will be whatever thickness you have selected on the dial. Another essential for your polymer clay, if you want to work speedily, time is money after all, if you want to work with an even polymer clay, and you want that, if you just want to roll big sheets of things to cut out as well. So another essential. We've got our extruder, which isn't something from Harry Potter. It is in fact a wonderful device. Everybody loves the extruder. Even if you're a cake decorator, you'll love the extruder, because you put your medium, your polymer clay in this case, into the extruder, you wind it down, and you've already placed your chosen design at the bottom. Out the polymer clay will come, kind of like a sausage or a stick of rock. It reminds me of rock making. And then all you do is slice it with your slicer, and then you've got these wonderful wafer thin, if you like, shapes here. I mean, this is just invaluable. So you've also got your beading rack as well. You get all of this. Now the beading rack, I've got something important to tell you about the beading rack. When you get the beading rack home, and this is really important, because if you're silly like me and just are impatient and think you know it all, because this is me to a T. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. It's really important. Is that you as well, Ed? It's really important that you listen. Look. Now yours will come like this, and it doesn't look like there's anything in the bottom of that tray, but there is. There is a plastic, what is it, like a rolling?
Acrylic sheet, another acrylic sheet.
Another sausage sheet.
It's for doing things like bangles that are longer and thinner.
It's essential you take that out, because if you bake it with it in, you'll melt. Now this is polymer clay specific. You will get your rods here as well. Now your rods, you can place over the top. Now I want you to imagine that you've made your own beads. Now these will bake nice and evenly. And you've also got the slices in there, which you can bake things at an angle with, Debbie. What do you do there?
The slices are actually so you can cut your polymer clay to a 45-degree angle perfectly with your blade. Wonderful.
So that's a function as well. Okay, great. So you've got your polymer clay, and you've got little rests as well for smaller things there. And we're going to, so right, now this, you've got to agree, look at the apparatus that you get. A huge clay roller, which is just going to make your life so much easier. You've got your extruder with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Could you just done 19 of those, 19 different designs. You've got your little pot there to store any extras in as well. And even if you've got one of these for polymer clay, I'd get another one for your cake decorating as well. I would, I love this. Are you ready for a wonderful price tag? Your baking tray, your extra acrylic sheet. So here are accessories that at first when you start off with polymer clay aren't essential, but my gosh, don't you just want to make those perfect pieces? You do, don't you? So you've got to get this one with the baking sheet, with the extruder, and with the polymer clay roller. You are getting everything. Oh, and by the way, yes, this will be a heavy package. Are you going to have to pay any extra P&P, I hear you ask? There is one fixed price of $2.95 no matter what you buy. Are you ready? It's good, isn't it? For less than £20, I've got to say that is beyond a bargain. That is a wonderful, you'd pay that for the clay roller alone, wouldn't you? I would. I'd pay. I know people that have spent nearly £70 on clay rollers. Clay rollers $14.95 on our website. Extruders $11.95 on our website. And then you've got your baking tray. How much is that? I think it's $6. How much is that? Do you know how much that is? We'll find out. We'll find out for you. Here we are. It's $6.95. So you know what? That is just an incredible saving. I've got some polymer clay. Should we give you that now? I want to give you everything because I want to dedicate Debbie's time. I just want full Debbie time. I don't want to interrupt Debbie time. So I'm going to first of all give you my colours with the green, the yellow, the red. It's a bit Italian flag, that, Deb. You've got the blue. You've got the black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colours. I had to get. So you got 6 colours. Now you could go to that stationer's that begins with W on most high streets and buy this. Because that's where I used to get it from when I was little, and we did have ever such fun there. We used to get this kind of thing, not called the same thing, but it's the same. It is Sculpey clay, and you buy those individually. Now I remember in about, I think it must have been like 1987 or 8, something like that. I remember them being about £4 a pack. You'd go into that and you'd buy them individual, and it would be a pocket money thing that I would buy. And we used to be a little bit into craft magazines and stuff like that. You know, the ones that you collect stencils every month. I do. How much do now? Obviously, with inflation, that's probably risen, hasn't it? How much are these?
No. They changed the recipe and the price came right down, but then it's gradually gone up. But the price of polymer clay has gone up. Everywhere else, it has gone up. The manufacturers have put it up, but we haven't. We've bought all the stock at the previous price, so our prices are staying currently as they were. So we've
got to say currently, because it could be that when we order our bigger stock in, we have to pay more, because apparently everybody, you know, you just don't know.
Now the 2 packs that you're selling today, I've used every single colour in this design.
Have you? I love all the tropical colours. Now let's get on and give you your price tag. It's fantastic. These 6 for $9.95. Isn't that wonderful?
Excellent, excellent value.
An excellent value pack. I'm going to give you another one now. I know that you're itching to get over to Debbie, and I know that you can't wait to watch Debbie's demo, so I am going to be as quick as I can. Of course, you can see all these deals on the website as well. Purple. A lady called Maureen has already texted in a question, you say, Ed? Polymer clay eating through plastic. It's to do with that. Once it's cooked, is it all right? Yes. She would like to know. Yes. Actually, that's a valid question, you know. There's no such thing as a silly question anyway, so don't ever say that things are only obvious if you know them, Ed. No such thing as a silly question. Now, let's see. We've got another colour range for you. Is this the Accru, this one? Yeah. Vivid you. Vivid me or Vivid you? Vivid you. You've got the purple, the Accru. Now, Accru is something that you use a lot, isn't it?
I do.
It kind of has it's kind of translucent, isn't it, a little bit?
It just brings the colour tone down. So if you don't like the bright colours and you mix ecru with it, rather than mixing with white, you mix it with a beige, and it just brings the tone of the colour down slightly.
It sort of mutes it a little bit. You've got your gold, 18 karat gold colour, your burnt umber. I like that description. And then you've got your fuchsia, and then you've got your turquoise. 0800 644 655. Under £10 again for this deal. And remember that while we're live, I can't guarantee, while we're live I can talk to you about stock, but if you are watching a repeat or you've just downloaded this this masterclass from YouTube, I'm so sorry, I can't guarantee that things are in stock. But do try today on that free phone number 0800 644 655. Of course, come through on the website, which is JewelleryMaker.com. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to a lovely, wonderful lady with fabulous hair. And in fact, before anything else, you are now a published author.
Yes.
Lady
Debbie.
Debbie.
Very nervous, but very excited.
Now on Friday we will be launching, if you're watching on the 3rd of September, this Friday we are launching Debbie's brand new book. Yes. Can I take this home with me?
Yes, if you want to.
Debbie Bulford. I'll give it back on Friday. I want to have a good look. Debbie Bulford's brand new book is coming to a screen near you on Friday. I cannot wait. We're not giving you that now. We're going to be talking through Debbie, through the book with Debbie on Friday, so tune in this Friday for that. Now let's have a look at what we can expect to achieve having watched today's masterclass. Take a look at these incredible, very arty pieces that Debbie has created with the wonderful medium that is polymer clay. These are very modern art, Debbie. I love this. Well, actually, that's kind of like hand-blown glass as well, isn't it, with all those?
Yeah, I didn't want it completely perfect. I actually distorted it slightly because I thought that would look really nice. I mean, that...
A little bit Van Gogh in that way.
Yes. And then the necklace next door is homage to you, because it's a little witchetty grub. All the scraps left over, so you can make that at the end. Yes,
I love witchetty. They're actually called lizard's tails in the industry, but not to me. That's a witchetty grab,
that's right. And then the leftovers just made some earrings from. But the reason I like this particular design is everybody knows that my background is in interior design, so I look on polymer clay as like a fabric. You can put whatever patterns you like into polymer clay, but with everything that works out perfectly, you need to think about your design. I sat down when I first looked at this because I love patchwork quilts, and I used to make a lot of patchwork quilts, and I wanted to get those designs onto my clay, and I thought, how on earth am I going to be able to do this? So first of all, I'll show you how I started. I started by taking normal graph paper, just squared paper, and just doing some little sketches of what I wanted it to look like.
So gridded paper that you can get in a normal stationer's.
Exactly. And then the black and whites, you can do Celtic canes and things like that, just by using the extruder and the square die cutter, and just building up in squares. And also within your extruder you've got your triangles, so you can do whatever you want really.
It's very neat and tidy.
It is, yes. And then I thought, well, do you know, you could do all sorts of things, because in the extruder you've got triangles, you've got hexagon cutters. You see these cutters here? You've got the cutters that you could do the hexagons. You could do whatever patterns you wanted. You've got all sorts of designs of the triangles.
So like you Blockbuster.
It is a bit.
Have a pea, please, Bob.
So you could do that sort of thing. Then I found a book by a lady called Judith Skinner, putting patchwork designs into clay.
I love patchwork.
So do have a look out for that book, because that is fantastic. And I eventually printed out my design.
I'm not very good with a computer, Debbie. Would I be able to do this?
Well, yes, of course you can, but you don't have to print it out. You can use that. But I just thought, for the ladies and gentlemen at home, I just do it a little bit larger and clearer. So you can see that I started off with my colours. Now I know what colours I want to use, and that's why I did it, because once you've designed your colours and you've got the colours in the correct places and spaces, and you've got all your tones, how you want them to look, then you know how to build your canes. There's no point sitting there with an array of colours in front of you and just making a mess. you've got to be able to sit down and think, okay, I want turquoise there, I want pink there. So when you go and buy your clays, you're not wasting money buying colours that you're not going to use.
So we're saying preparation is absolutely key here.
Yes, absolutely.
Because otherwise you've cut everything up and you're like, right, what now? And then you just, if you've got your structure there, if you've got your design there,
exactly,
that's the best. And actually you can then design with confidence, Debbie, can't you?
You can indeed, yes. So I sat down and I did this and decided exactly what colour clays I wanted to use. All right, and that is a big time saver, a big time saver. And then when I'd done that, I then put through the extruder, I've just got some little samples here, of all the different colours that I was going to use, okay? And I wanted to see exactly if they were the colours I actually wanted, and I put those onto my design and made sure they were the right colours.
You've got these on a kitchen slate by the looks, is that right?
It's just a tile, a leftover bathroom tile.
And that's, do you recommend using that? Why have you got them on a tile?
You can use a tile, you can use a piece of glass.
Anything which hasn't got a fabric edge because the fibres will stick,
exactly.
Yeah?
And it's easy to clean, and also you can take this and put this straight into the oven because it's already been fired.
Oh, so you don't have to mess around scooping it up
to,
and going, oh, that'll break. Okay.
So once I'd got all my little colours together, I knew exactly what I wanted to build. And one tip is if you're going to use white in your design, which I did in my design, then mix white with your colours. Don't use the ecru unless you're using ecru as the edging, and you'll see what I mean as I go on, because the depth of colour will be different. If you use white...
It's too harsh.
Yes, if you use white, like you see the orange here, I've actually used orange and mixed with white there, so it's a nice clean crisp colour. If I'd have mixed that with ecru, it would have gone like a real dark brick tangerine sort of colour, and when you put white with it, it would look mucky.
Right.
See? So when you mix your colours, make sure they are mixed with white.
That's a good tip.
And not with ecru, so the tones go together.
Okay.
All right? Now, where do you start? You've done your design, you know what you want to do, now what? Well, there is a lot of preparation with this design, but it is worth it. You need a quarter of each block of colour that you want to use.
A quarter of a regular block, or a quarter of...
A quarter of a block of clay. And you'll see the size of the Primo Sculpey clay that has 3 grooves on it. So it's one part of that block of clay. The
Sculpey clay that I got in my starter kit, that same size, and all of these lovely colours. I'll bring one of those out for you.
So you need 1/4 of a block for each colour. That means of the pale blue, of the dark blue, a quarter of the purple, the light purple, quarter of every single colour, and that is whether you mix it or not. Once you've mixed your orange with your white, you can then measure it and make sure it is approximately a quarter size of a block of clay. So that is the mixed final colour. You need a quarter of every colour.
Is this a quarter?
Okay.
You know where there's grooves? Does
yes,
it mark
that's
out
right.
quarters for you?
Yeah, it
does. So I don't have to sit there with a ruler. Brilliant.
No,
you see how these have got grooves in them? Those groove lines are marking quarter of your clay. Just simply cut down there with your starter kit blades, a nice clean crisp cut for exactly quarter right there. So it's job done for you.
That's right. And if you mix it with white, obviously cut half and half of white, so then you know it's going to be the same size. All right?
Okay.
So you need a quarter of every colour. You need 1 block of white, and you need 2 blocks of black to do this particular design. When you finish, you will get a huge cane of clay, but it is the easiest way to do it. You can't really do this on a small scale, but this will go on and can be used in so many different ways. You don't have to just use it as a patchwork.
So once you've done your patchwork and you're left with all these bits of polymer clay left, because there will be lots left over, I can store that in my graded plastic box and it's still okay to redo?
Absolutely.
Oh, brilliant. It's not going to dry out.
It'll stay well for years.
Oh,
I use canes that are 5 years old.
Ooh,
so,
brilliant.
I've got, excuse the scrappy photos, but just to show you rather than bring them in. I have got some photos here of what I did yesterday preparing this. This is on my tile. So now I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different colours.
Are you including the black in that? No?
18 different colours that I used a quarter block of each.
Okay.
All right? And that I've put through my extruder, and I'll show you what to do in a second. With each of those squares, I have also added some black and white, but I'll go through that in a little while. I don't want to confuse you. So you need all those colours prepared before you start, okay? So I'm going to put that down.
You've got the squares by using your extruder, is that right?
So here is your extruder. I've put some pink clay on the inside, just a little tube of pink clay there. Okay. And I'm taking my square cutter, can you see that inside? It's pink clay. I'm going to put my square cutter, die cutter, into the end of my extruder. This will squeak. I've never known any extruder that hasn't squeaked, so let's wait and see. It's bound to squeak. See, told you.
It's the little mice that are working inside.
It is. And you push that through your extruder, and the way I measured it is I've got a 12-inch tile here, approximately 12 inch. And I just pinch it off, and just get rid of those die cutters. Pinch it off to the size of my tile.
Pinch. Oh, okay.
Okay, and then I cut that into 4.
Okay.
So that is my one colour.
Equal 4. Do you have to be precise? So you're going to get a ruler out?
No,
Don't want to be precise.
Just cut it in half and then put it together. All right?
Okay, good idea.
So that is the length that you need. So I'm going to put that to one side. Here's the ones I got earlier. So here is 12 of the pink and 12 of the pale pink that I've cut ready.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
Now what you do? Now we have to start putting the cane together. And this is where it gets a little bit complicated, but bear with me and I shall explain.
Do you know, actually, Debbie, I've got to say, I've seen you do this and it's actually far less complicated than the way my brain, I was going to say everybody's brain, my brain makes this. Because if I didn't know that this was the method, I'd be thinking that you're there with that extruder now going cut, 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 cut with the squares and then putting them together.
No,
I'm silly like that.
So what do you do now? You start now to build your individual canes. So I'm going to take a strip of black clay that I've put through my pasta roller on number 4. And I'm going to take one strip, put it on the top, press it down quite firmly.
Oh, you're going to cut it straight away?
Okay.
Oh.
So there's one strip.
Okay.
Then I want to take my second strip.
Different colour this time?
Different colour. This is the pale pink. And cut. Press those together.
Oh, I see.
Take the darker pink. There's my one.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say one.
There is my one level.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's number 1. Then I'm going to take again, do the same again, dark. Oops, make sure it sticks. Light. There we go. Put that together. Do press it down, otherwise it will come off. And then dark. So there's my second strip. Put that to one side. Take my third strip, which is going to be the pale pink, the white, which goes in the centre, which is why I said always mix white with your colours, because then it will tone properly. If you use ecru in the centre, then mix your colours with ecru, because it will go.
Yummy. That looks like a sweetie.
Then place that onto your clay and cover both sides. This is the centre one that you cover both sides. There's 1, then 2, and there's just enough clay to do that. I'm just going to trim it off.
It's great that you've got that tile, because actually I can see you running that blade along and I keep thinking, oh, she's going to cut into that clay.
No, not at all.
But it comes off quite easily. No, you didn't have to wax or
nothing
anything.
At all. So I'm going to place one on top and one on the bottom. Now, do watch your clay. When you start to get more professionals with your clay, you will realise that you have to start looking at one end of your cane and at the other end of your cane. And rather than just sticking them together, yes, here you can't really see because you've got black in the middle, but try and zip them together. Rather than just pushing them together, try and zip them together to make sure there's no air pockets at all, that everything is really, really firm, and you've there got one of your sections of your patchwork.
What do I do in the case that I then go on to progress with this and see that I have got air pockets? Is there anything that I can do, or is it something you just want to completely avoid in the first place?
Completely avoid it, really.
Okay.
Yes, you can, because when you start slicing into these, it's not as if you're going to bake that as a whole cane and it's going to have a bubble.
No.
This is going to be sliced.
So actually just remove the one that's got a bubble.
Exactly. But if you have a bubble, the problem is it will push it out of line. So when you start to reduce your cane, it will start to distort.
Right.
So you want to make sure it's as even and as perfect as possible at this stage. So there is one of your sections of your patchwork quilt. Okay, so there's one. Now I'm going to bring in some of the other sections and I shall show you what to do. So, a very confusing tile here, but I've got a lot on here. The next section you have to get ready. You have 24 strips of white clay encased in black either side. Excuse the scruffy photograph, I quickly took that last night.
Nothing scruffy about Debbie Bulford.
So you have to do 24 strips that are about 1.5 centimetres wide and the length of your cane. So that's 1.5 centimetres wide and the length of your cane. So you've got a very thin sheet of black on number 4. You've got a sheet of white on number 1 on your pasta machine and again on number 4. So you've got thin, thick, thin, and I'll show you that in a second. All right? The reason you do that is this. I'll bring that in. That's what you end up with. Okay? So you end up with a thin sheet of black, thick sheet of white, and a thin sheet of black. And that should fit. That's right, and that should fit on top of your cane perfectly. Okay? So that should fit as so. All right?
Looks like sushi or a sweet. It's just so neat and tidy. I never want to eat sushi because I always think it looks so neat.
Now go back to your design, and now you have to look at this to start to build it.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, I can see what you're going to do.
Always start with the centre.
Did you make this pattern up, or is it something
No, this is from Judith Skinner's book, which is fantastic, which takes you through
it's amazing.
one step at a time. I've put 1, 2, 3, 4
See what she's doing now.
of the black and white strips. And you also need, you remember on that tile you saw the black strips?
Yeah.
You need 16 of those. So the black strips zip up the corners.
16 of them?
Yeah, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 16. So that is your centre of your cane. So there's the middle.
Oh gosh, yes. Of course, that's just one of these blocks here.
That's right. The purple one...
Takes a while for the penny to drop with me.
The purple one, which is at the side here.
Yeah.
See that at the side there? Start to build it. You only need a sheet on the top, on the side, and on the bottom. And that is because when I put that together with the centre one, you've already got one
wall
on one wall on the centre. Okay. All right?
They butt next to each other.
They do indeed. And the same on the other side. All right? Now we start coming to the top.
Now it does look like sushi rolls.
Now we start coming to the top. The corners, you need a sheet on the top, a sheet on the side, and one strip of black. So that goes on the corner.
This is so cool.
Then you need the middle, you need 3, and the corner, you need 2. Now what I did at home, so I knew what I'd done, I filled in. When I knew I'd done them, I just coloured them in.
Well done, that's a good idea.
Just scribbled them in to say I've done that and I've done that, otherwise you get really, really confused. So there is part of your cane. Can you see how huge this is?
Because it is, you're working to a pattern here, so you're sort of referencing.
Yes.
I know you're doing it like do, but you've done, you know, when you're doing this for the first time, you're going to look, put down, look, you know, and if you're like me, that'll take a while.
Exactly. So then I'm going to just tip this up a minute, like so.
Oh, it looks amazing already.
So this one, actually, if I've done that, yes, that's right. This one, the corner, you'll need 2 and a corner strip.
This is too amazing.
Now, I'm going to put this down because I'm going to do the pink cane.
Okay.
This is where we got to, if you remember. Here. We got to this stage, all right? So this is going to be the centre of the bottom. So I need 1, I need 2, and I need, 3 pieces of clay.
Yeah.
And I need 2 pieces of black to zip up the corners. So there's the 1.
Oh, because it's going to go on the bottom bit, isn't it?
It's going to go on the bottom bit, that's right. So number 1 and number 2. Like so. And if you use the measurements I've told you with the thicknesses of clay, it will be exactly the thickness that you will need to put your design together.
Wow.
Look at the size
of that
cane.
That is amazing.
This is enormous.
Is this one of the biggest canes you've ever done?
No, actually. It's
Isn't
not.
it amazing? It looks all... I kind of want to squidge it, but I'm not going to.
I know that people make table mats out of this sort of thing.
Oh,
you know?
that would make an amazing coaster.
It would, yes. So
Wouldn't it, if you did skinny
down,
ones and you could do things like that. It's not, you're not just limited to jewellery, are you?
There you go. Oh, that one now. Look at that one. I've
That's
done
what
that
we're
one
talking
wrong.
about with a pocket. So you can
See that one I've done wrong?
We've got to show
See that? Can you see that one I've done wrong?
So you've got. How are you going to correct yourself?
I'm just going to take that strip off.
I love this.
Completely...
It's kind of reminding me of like Rubik's Cubey stuff as well.
That's okay. Let me take that one off. Now this one I did last night.
It's 80s, that's what it is, isn't it? You remember like all the games where you have
there we go.
The 80s games like that.
Quickly
I love
done.
this.
I'm glad that happened actually, because you can see how easy it is to put it right. There we go. So let me take another slice. Now, ta-da, is right.
Imagine baking a cake like that. These are amazing.
Okay, so now you've got your design correct. Now, how on earth do you start to reduce a cane like this?
Can I feel that?
Of course you can.
Sorry, I just had to do it. I just wanted to check
I've
the
stuck this together
smoothness.
really quickly here on air. I mean, at home I would make sure that it's zipped either side and made sure it's perfect, but it's gone together quite well, really. Right, how on earth do you start to reduce a cane like this? People look at it and look a bit sort of daunted. The best way of reducing a cane is to press the centre.
You're reducing it, you're trying to make it smaller?
Smaller, just to make it smaller. You start to press the insides to make sure it's all firm.
I thought she meant slice it.
No,
because Ryan said to me in my ear, that's what reducing means. I meant slice it up. I thought she meant slice it up.
No. Use your roller on each side. And you have to keep going and keep going and keep going to reduce it.
This is why these are essential, Debbie, these rollers.
Oh yes, absolutely. Now I'm not going to do much more than that because I have one.
Why is it important to reduce it?
Because you want to make it smaller. If you want to make it smaller.
So you can make your pendants, right?
You can make your pendants, you can make your designs.
Oh, because, hang on a minute, did you do this on a smaller scale then?
I did, yes.
Right,
Let me show you. This is the cane when I had reduced it and reduced it and reduced it.
Hang on a minute, it went from there to that, and that's how you made that?
Yes,
really?
From that to that. And this goes on forever and ever. Forever and ever.
Amazing shrinking powers.
Not at all. No. Once you warm this up and you keep going, actually it reduce and reduce and reduce.
From this to this, and they're from the same cane?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
It blows my mind, that does, Debbie. That would be a good ring too, wouldn't it?
It would.
It blows my mind. You're just reducing, applying quite a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, yes. So how do you go from this stage into making a pendant?
Okay.
Well, I can use some big squares if you want, or I can use the little ones. Let's use the little ones
Whatever
for now.
you would like to do.
I'll use the little ones for now. So, you take, I know people may have seen this before, but just to show those that haven't. Take your slice of clay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this has distorted somewhat.
You kind of want that.
I actually like that sort of look. If you don't like that look, then put your canes in the fridge for about an hour before you cut them, and they'll go back to the consistency as they were in the packet. They'll go really firm.
Okay,
and
so
then
they won't distort.
They won't distort
at
all.
It's like a Salvador Dali kind of distortion, isn't it?
It is. So I'm going to pop this onto just some scrap clay covered in black, which I shall cut in a second anyway. And I'm going to slice that again and place that side by side.
So just a roll of polymer clay. Oh,
yep. Now I'm going to use my trusty cling film.
Regular cling film?
Regular cling film. Regular cling film, absolutely.
What are you doing?
Well, if you were to do this on top of clay normally, you would completely mess up the design. It would squash and go
with your plain old fingers?
Yeah, but if you put the cling film over the top first, you can rub it and rub it and rub it, and it's not going anywhere.
And it's smooth.
So just use your acrylic sheets. This is where your acrylic sheets come into their own. You can start to flatten it. You can start to do the design.
I like that. I kind of like the gloss of that. Can I gloss it after?
You can see what it's like with the gloss varnish on top. You can see what it would look like.
Because we've got the gloss coming up for the finish.
You have. Now,
and that's the sort of look I love. Looks like a crazy. I love that. It's like a pebble. Sorry, we've got a question from Amy.
Go on then.
This is me listening to the question, not me just being.
No, that's fine.
How do you clean the inside of your extruder to stop the colours?
Good idea. I'll show you in just 1 second.
Okay, thank you.
Right, I'm going to cut.
Hang on, stop. Your cut. It's still got the cling film on it.
Yeah, it's fine. It will
Okay,
just,
what? That's all right.
Yeah, the cling film will push the clay down to the bottom and give it a nice curved edge. So I'm just going to take one side, then the other.
And what about these extra pieces? Now they've had cling film on them, I can still use them again?
Oh, yeah, just take the cling film off.
Okay.
Now, the one that I made on the pendant, I used the extruder and just put a black surround around it. So,
hang on, I'll show you that.
That's it. So if you wanted to make the same pendant, all I've done is use the extruder and just made a black tube and just popped around the edge.
It's like handbag shape.
And then put 2 eye pins, and that's what goes through 2 eye pins here, and then the thread is threaded through the eye pins, through the gizmo coil, and through the rubber tubing.
Can I ask you a silly question?
No, go on.
This is a Jenny question, so it might be stupid. When I bake, will it expand? Like if I bake a cake, it will expand?
It won't expand, it won't shrink, it will stay the same size.
Okay, good.
So there is your pendant. Okay. Now you can also make something called a pillow bead. I'll show you how to do this, and then I shall show you the extruder.
I've got another question.
Go on then.
How did you, oh right, sorry.
No.
Did you put, you know, I can see that you've got eye pins in here. Mm-hmm. Did you put them in now, or did you bake?
Now.
Push them in now?
Yes.
Okay.
Put the eye pins in and bake them with the metal inside.
Can you see that? So Debbie has pushed the eye pins in at this point, not before you put the backing on. The surround on. It
doesn't really matter.
The surround on first.
Put the surround on first, and then put the eye pins in, and then bake.
So just to show you that, Debbie's got the eye pins there. Now, have you made a backing for this?
I've just put another sheet of black clay. Just another sheet of black clay. Just about number 4 on your pasta machine.
Number 4, okay.
Now, one bead that quite a few people ask me, how do you do when I come to do a workshop, and this is perfect for it, is a pillow bead, which is the bracelet.
So these are double-sided.
They are. These are slightly bigger, but it will show you well how to use it. Take 2 slices of your clay, like so, 2 slices. And I'm going to pop a piece of scrap clay.
Any clay from my...
Any clay, just a little rectangle of clay on the inside. And then put the 2 together. I would probably put the same colours together. So you get blue on one side, blue on the other. And then take the edges and pinch and pinch. So you're trying to get rid of as much black around the edges as you can. If you think that in your mind, then you'll know what I mean. Pinch the edges
an inward
together.
Pinch.
An inward pinch, that's right. Use your roller just to make them nice and smooth. I'd probably take quite a long time going round the edges and smoothing off all the edges and making sure they're nice and neat and tidy. I mean, this is a huge pillow bead. So there's the start of it.
Will it affect the baking time if I put polymer clay inside something? Will I need to bake it a little bit longer?
If it's over a 1/4 inch thick, then you need to bake your clay for about 15 minutes per 1/4 inch, but this isn't going to be a problem. So take either side and push it inwards. So you're reducing it. Take it either side and push it inwards. So you're making it quite bulbous in the middle, like a soft pillow. Okay, so push it from the inside. Push
There's so many things you can do with polymer clay. Now I'm thinking about doll's house furniture.
Oh yes.
How cute
well, do you know, the reason that I started doing this is I saw a lady called Birdie Hayward at the NEC, and she makes the quilts to go over the teddies. You know, in the beds. Little teddies in the beds, and she makes the quilt covers and pleats them so they look like they're all ruffled. Oh, beautiful. That's what started off.
Oh, how cute.
So there you go. That is what they call a pillow bead, which is what is on the bracelet. That's a big version of it, obviously. A big version of it. That will just bake now on your baking tray, just like that.
How do I get it off afterwards?
Just pull the pin off.
Will it be okay?
Yeah, yeah. Just bake it on the pin, it will come off.
Because I'm thinking I've done beads before and they've come off all right. But
oh yeah, fine.
Okay.
No problem at all. Right, so you've got your pendant, you've got your bracelet. Now obviously once you've got your cane, at the end of the cane you might have some bits and pieces left over. I know I did. Just some various stripes and little cubes. Some of them, when you reduce it, some of it might not work as well as others. So I just sliced some of the slices when I got to the end and thought, well, what on earth can I do? and just made the earrings up.
Oh,
just
look.
You can use every single bit of scrap really with this. You can cut up the squares and you get different designs. The way as you cut through it, you get the different colours through the grading. Or you can do, like you've got there, you can do your lizard's tail, which we'll do in a second. So shall we answer this lady's question about the extruder and how to
Yes, please. Oh, yes, we didn't answer that. We're going to answer the question about the extruder, and then we're going to give everybody their finishing off tools.
Okay, and I'll explain how to use those. Right, here we go. You're quite right that the extruder does get rather mucky.
The very last thing on my mind is how do I clean something? Do you know that? I'm so terrible, but you are just a domestic goddess.
I'm not really that surprised, actually.
You're not?
No.
I ring someone and ask them to come and do it for me. That's what I would do.
Right. So inside the extruder, you just need like cotton bud or something just to take the excess off. Around the outside here, the groove, it doesn't really matter. You can clean it if you want to, but that doesn't matter. It's this bit that gets really, really mucky. Inside there, can you see? That gets really mucky. And that
Do I stick it in the dishwasher?
No, you don't do that at all. Get a needle tool, which is on the website, but you can use a needle, you can use a cocktail stick, it doesn't really matter. Start at the top of the groove, right? Start at the top of the groove and let the needle tool go down.
Oh, okay.
So the needle tool will go down around the groove and will, as you feed it around, all the excess colour, just let it go down on the cord, the excess colour will be taken out, and then just get a little tissue or a cotton bud and just go around the bottom. But you see it has got a little bit of colour there.
How often do you do this? Every time you use it?
Every time I use it. If I was going from white to black or red to white, I definitely would do it. Absolutely.
Okay.
If you're going from pink to like a mulberry colour, perhaps not, but
better to be on the safe side, isn't it?
Otherwise you just ruin it. You just get the stripe of colour coming through, which is really.
And you've done all that work already. The last thing you want to do. Okay, so you just do that. What about the inside? Did you already say about that?
Just need a cotton bud or something, or a tissue just around the outside. There is a little rubber washer on the inside, and as that pulls back, it actually cleans the inside for you, basically. And a lot of people do say, I've taken this to pieces trying to put the washer in, that is a spare. You don't need to put that in, that is a spare.
I did the same thing.
Yeah,
I did the same thing with mine.
And it's not explained on any of the extruders that I've ever bought. That is a spare, so just leave it in case
I gave up and carried on and thought, well, it's fine without it.
Won't work as well. So, there we go. That is your pendant and your bracelet. And obviously the witchetty grub you can do if you want to.
Yes, witchetty grub. Now, before we give you the witchetty grub, we've got another question. We're going to give everybody the finishing pack. How is it that findings bake inside the clay and hold firm, but when you bake the beads with the pin, it'll come out?
That's a good question. When I put the eye pin in, I'm glad you asked that, eye pin in, I actually get my round nose pliers and I kink the bottom just twice to push it in. Just to push it into the clay, squeeze the clay together so when it's baked, it actually won't pull out.
So it's clever.
So just make a little wiggle on it.
Not because they're made of different materials or anything like that.
Wiggle.
Okay. Okay, so just give them a little hook, a little fish hook kind of thing. Yeah. Now, you need to finish off, and we will show you, we will talk more in depth about this. You've got 3 sanding papers. Now, these are different textures of sanding papers, different grain, I think they call it, don't they? So you start, I'm guessing, with the rougher first, and then you go with the finer. Now, you must use these wet. If you use them dry, you will scratch your polymer clay. They've got to be wet, and they are to take away any rough edges that might have occurred.
Or any fingerprints or any uneven. Always work with your clay as best as you possibly can. Get the best finish before you bake it to save you time sanding, because I hate sanding. But if you cut these up into little squares and keep them, these are brilliant. They're fabulous size.
Do they last long, or is it just one
project? They last such a long time.
Do?
And if you get these big ones and cut them into smaller pieces, they're fabulous. They'll last you ages.
Now we're also getting my satin glaze.
Yes. That will give you just a sheen, just like it's just been polished on a cloth.
Kind of like a matte, but clean, like a clean finish.
Yes.
And then I've got my gloss glaze to really give you a shine.
Absolutely. This is fabulous for if you like doing things that look like dichroic glass. If you were to paint this on top of one of these, it would shine almost like a stained glass window.
Gloss on these,
I've just used the satin on that one, I think.
Satin.
That literally just gives a little bit of a sheen to it.
A smoothness of nothing else.
Just gives a slight sheen to it. But
and
the gloss is lovely.
Really ring.
Oh yeah, it's lovely.
Like a polished floor that blings.
Bring the colours out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GIG C07, your Finish It polymer clay bundle, £21.95. Now talk to me, Debbie. £21.95. How many? I mean, is this going to go a long way? Is it just literally a tiny amount?
No,
of this
I've still got mine. I had for 12 months, and I haven't used it yet.
How much? What, you haven't used it up? How many are you halfway through?
About 2/3 of the way through, and I use it all the time. You just use a very fine paintbrush, and what I would do is I would get some cocktail sticks and one of those leftover polystyrene things you get from the garden centre when your flowers have come out.
I know. Yeah.
Turn them upside down, or just some scrap clay, and just pop your cocktail sticks into that with your bead on top. Paint it a light coating, otherwise it will just dribble all the way down the cocktail stick and a waste of your varnish. A tiny amount, let it dry, put a second coat on, and it's perfect.
Oh, perfect. So make sure you're quick with these if you are watching the live show, because the lines are very, very busy. Now, with less than 10 minutes left, let's get on, because it's witchetty grub time. Is it witchetty grub time?
If you would like to have a go, yes.
You know I do.
With all the scraps that I have left over, I'm a big believer in using up everything possible. And although this is a masterclass, I apologise for doing this, because people have probably seen this time and time again.
No, there's no such thing as too many witchetty grubs.
Waste. I hate waste. And I think, well, if you're going to use things up, then why not do it in this way and use it and sell it? Because it always looks lovely. So I'm going to use...
Do you know, you're so right. And how many, actually, in life in general, how much waste do you think we actually produce?
I would hate to think.
This is why I've got pigs and chickens and things, because even food doesn't get wasted.
Polymer clay.
Everything.
Can't eat polymer clay.
Nothing goes to waste.
So here are all those bits and pieces I've just cut off. You know the end of that cane that I've just built?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just put all those together, all right? I'm also going to put some black with it.
You're just randomly splodging that on.
Just splodging it on, you know.
But won't that, will it be fine when you, is it okay to work, I mean, you know I love to work to a random.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, good. Normally people tell me off, so this is good. I'm doing something that's good.
Hang on, you fold it in half. I fold it in half.
Love this.
Right, now, this is up to you to do it now. Do your magic.
Do I go slight twist, or do I?
No, keep twisting. Twist, twist.
Just keep twisting, just keep twisting. If it cracks, do I just go over it a bit?
Yes, it's fine. It's fine.
Squidge and twist. Okay. Squidge and twist. Now this, if you've ever watched I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, this is the sort of thing they eat and they're being challenged, isn't it? It's a witchetty grub.
Oh dear.
Don't eat it though.
No, don't eat it. Right.
This is the best bit. This is the best bit.
So I'm going to cut this in half.
It's amazing.
Cut this in half.
It's the reveal. Ta-da! Oh. Yes, I love this. How wonderful is that?
And normally you can see a face. Oh, I can see a face. I can see a face, like two eyes.
I can see the two eyes. And he's got his fists there, look. And he's got his eyes closed. Do you know, my mum used to do this thing called ghostwriting, and used to do your signature on blotting paper, press it together and open it, and that was your ghost, apparently. And it's that kind of thing, isn't it wonderful?
And you can cut that into sections if you wanted to, and make 2 or 3 different pendants. But that's how I did that. Here? I don't know.
Because you've done like,
I know. I did mine, and then I twisted it once more.
You went crazy.
Now, one thing I would like to show you is one last thing which I absolutely adore making, and that's called a Mobius bead.
Mobius?
Mobius bead. And if you want to have a go at doing one as well. Then you can.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to squash my slice of clay out slightly.
Squidge.
Squidge, squidge, squidge. So it's slightly thinner, okay?
Yeah.
So there's one for you. And now I'm going to do mine. Now it should be perfectly square, but it doesn't really matter.
You're so good at this, Debbie. Which is a good job, really, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, yeah. It is really.
Do you know something? You might not notice, but you're right, good at this.
Oh, you are. So, take your square. You take your square.
Okay, I have got it.
And you fold one corner to one corner, and just pinch the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. Pinch the corner. Okay.
Pinch it there together.
Yeah.
Kiss
pinch it right on the edge.
Oh,
okay.
right on the tip. There we go.
Hold it like that. So that's good as a bail, actually. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Take the two edges.
What are you doing? You're just squishing.
Very, very carefully.
I'm scared.
Pull
okay, I'm
them.
going to break it. No.
Doesn't matter if you do. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I did it. I did it. I'm better than. Hang on.
Yeah.
Did I? Oh, I'm better than I thought. Yeah.
And that is called. See that?
That is a
little
cool
lantern.
shape.
Like a little lantern.
Do you know what it is to me?
What's that?
It's a fortune cookie.
Yes.
I'm obsessed with those
It probably is actually.
things.
Yes, it probably is. Yeah, it is actually. It is like a fortune cookie.
Oh, hang on, yours is better than mine, but then obviously it would
But
be.
these look fabulous, done with the larger cane for Christmas decorations. They're all done in greens and reds and golds and silvers and that sort of thing. We've seen those done before, and they can look really lovely. So to quickly recap, if that's okay, remember that when you do these patchwork quilts, you can do any design in using the technique which I've showed you. Plan your designs. You can do the log cabin, which everybody knows for.
I don't know the log cabin.
Don't you? When you've got the
like
strips, when you go round in the strips and polymer with patchwork quilt. No? Oh well, I'm sure a lot of you out there would.
I do love a patchwork quilt though.
Yes, I do. So plan everything out on your graph paper and make sure that you have enough clay prepared before you start. Lie everything out, mix your colours. Preparation is the key for doing this. It really, really is. And I really, really look forward to all of your designs on the Wall of Fame to see what different designs you come up with. Even black and white looks superb. You do Celtic designs with this. It looks absolutely fabulous. It really does. So just sit down, use your colours. Remember, if you use white, always use white to mix your paler shades. If you want to use ecru rather than the white, always use the ecru. If you use pearl, that looks lovely. If you use pearl or silver, you can mix silver with them. But always remember, don't mix the white and ecru together because it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't go at all.
On your screens right now is the Vivid You polymer clay bundle. You had 6 for under £10, and on the bottom of your screen, the Bright and Wonderful. Bright and Beautiful. All things bright and beautiful. Yes, of course. Now, you get 6 blocks of clay in each, all for under £10. So many projects in there. And of course, they are cut on the quarter. So for this project, which is particularly handy for that, we also gave you a starter kit at the beginning of the show. You had everything that you needed, including the clay roller, including the extruder, including the baking tray. I'm just thinking, I knew you got loads to get the baking tray as well. And if my memory serves me, no, sorry, I was talking, the other one I was just talking about with the clay roller. This starter kit, in fact, your toolkit is £17.95. Your £17.95 is your Sculpey Clay toolkit. That's everything you need to get started. And then once you get to the point where you think, right, I love this, I'm going to get going even further, that's when you would be getting your roller machine, your Sculpey Clay roller, getting your baking tray and your extruder. We're going to give you that bundle as well for a wonderful price tag, and you are saving by buying this as a bulk deal. Today, whilst we talk to you, we have stock of this. If you're watching this on a repeat and on YouTube, indeed, please check stock levels on our website or by giving us a call on that 0800 number on your screen. £19.95, everything that you need for getting the perfect look, really.
Yes,
I mean, you
absolutely.
don't have to have these, they're not essential, but if you want to do something like this, they will just make life so much easier. And it's about it's about time being money, and time is of the essence, isn't it? Now, don't forget, on Friday, if you are watching us today, this Tuesday, where we are live, then Friday sees the launch of a wonderful book, Debbie Bulford's Polymer Clay Jewellery Projects. We haven't brought this to you yet. Here at Jewellery Maker, the big launch. There will be a red carpet, right? Now, Bruce, don't forget, it's black tie on Friday.
Essential, obviously.
Everybody is black tie, and me and you are going to be, black tie. We're launching a book. Of course it is.
Oh dear.
It's black tie, and I want bookshelves in the background, please. You are, we're going to come glam.
Of course.
It's glam.
Is it glam?
Absolutely.
Glam?
It's almost this glam.
Is it that glam?
Look how lush you are. Look at that. You're a beautiful woman, Debbie Bulford. And you know I love that hair. Look, so much. I'm not going to open it because it's all going to be a bit exclusive.
Hide it.
JK Who? It's all about Debbie Bulford on Friday. Join us where we are live. I'm super excited. Debbie, thank you as always for all of your amazing input on polymer clay. I can get hold of you on Facebook, if I've got any further questions.
You can indeed on the JM Guest Designer page on Debbie Bulford, yes.
Fantastic. Now don't forget, Friday sees the wonderful Debbie Bulford back with more polymer clay. So if you enjoyed today, join us then live at 9. All that's left for us to say is enjoy it and send all your projects in to us on the Wall of Fame. We'll catch you later.